I am at Cypress Meadow. As you can see, it is right next to the interstate. But hopefully, once we get in here, stuff will quiet down. We'll have a sound barrier here with some trees. Hopefully. So, one thing to notice right off the bat is that they recently had a controlled burn here. So prairie fires are a common occurrence. Lightning strikes will cause them, and they're necessary for particular ecosystems. And so there are certain plants that grow after a burn that don't grow before a burn. And so in a couple properties, they do these controlled burns. So they'll burn part of it, but they're generally pretty cautious and careful. Make sure the fire stays under control. So a little bit of a burn there. So Cypress Meadows here, about half mile of trail. So you do kind of a loop on the east side of the lake, and then cross over to the west side of the lake, and there's a loop over there as well. Since it's about a half mile, I'll probably just let the camera run the whole time. Maybe cut some stuff out in editing, maybe not. But Cypress Meadow is another acres property, and it's one of the ones scheduled to be retired. That's the word they're using. Retired by the end of 2021. Again, the idea is, to sneeze. Sorry. Yeah, allergies getting me a little bit there, but retired. The idea is that they can focus on some of their bigger properties that are a little more accessible. This is one of their smaller properties, about a half mile of trail. I don't know if you can hear the frogs over the interstate, but as we get closer to the lake up here, hopefully you'll be able to hear the frogs. But anyway, so this is one that at the end of the year will be closed, so it might be kind of nice to have a video. Okay, so here's the loop back, but I'm gonna take this little tail and head out, get a look at the lake here. Here we are. Can't see a whole lot because we've got all this growth, brush and trees right here on the edge, but there's the lake. Okay. So follow the loop back to the car and then cross over to the other side and do the loop over there. On this side of the lake, we see a lot of oak trees, some other trees as well, and raspberries, autumn olive. Autumn olive is not a good thing, an invasive species. I did a blog post about invasive species. Anyway, so on this side, on the east side by the interstate, we see a lot of oak trees, and then when we get to the other side, it's more cypress trees. Yeah, so oak trees, a couple walnut trees over here. Man, I'm really hoping the interstate traffic is not just drowning out all the sounds on this video. I'm a little concerned about that. But okay, back to the burn area. Okay, so I would say come back in a year and you'll see some nice growth here, but in a year this will be shut down. I also want to point out here, it looks like they protected some of the younger trees from the burn with cans. Probably they've burned here a couple times, and so this tree has been in the can for a while. But my guess is that was to protect those trees when they were younger, and then the trees grew up and, well, the cans are still there. A little bit better view, but again, still a lot of brush and shrubs and trees right here. This is something, the water here seems to be, I don't know, hopefully you can see that leaf there, but the water here seems to be really reddish, high tannin content. So okay, so right here will take us back to the cars, but we're gonna continue on to the other side of the lake, do the loop over there. We start getting into more cypress and cedar trees as we walk on this side. This is only my second time to this preserve. First time was a couple months ago. It was a little bit later in the day. There was not as much traffic on the interstate as there is right now. But it is what it is. Okay. Coming up on the left side, we'll see some more burn. Left and right side, we've got some more burn here. Okay, well, this makes the trail very clear with the burn. Did a really good job of keeping it off the trails. I'm gonna go this way and we'll finish up back alongside the lake again. I don't know if you like the smell of campfires, but you can definitely smell that today out here. I'm actually not entirely sure when this burn happened. I might have to look that up. Can still hear the interstate. I was hoping we'd get away from that sound, but the loop here on the west side of the lake it's the bigger of the two loops. So we go out here a bit, make a turn again. It is very obvious where the trails are right now due to the burn, keeping the burn off the trails. You can see, maybe you can see, but even though they burned all this grass, the trees are really not the trees aren't burnt very much at all. Right, so just a quick fire, burn out some of the brush understory. Does a couple things, right? There are certain plants that like to come in and be sort of adventurous plants, first plants to come in after a burn. And then it also potentially clears out some undesirable plants, right? Particularly if you focus the burn on them, it can kill out some things. Then it also helps put nutrients into the ground, right? So all this soil or all this matter that's been burned now will work its way back into the soil. So even though there's a lot of burn right here, I'm starting to pick up the smell of cedar trees. I think cedar, cypress, something like that. But as the wind blows in the right direction, I start picking up some of that. So it doesn't smell just like campfire right now. Actually sounds like all the frogs are over in a field to the northwest of the lake here. Oh, got some scat. See a lot of hair in that. It's kind of small. So, and it's got a point at the end, kind of like a soft serve ice cream cone, which tells me it's fox, probably fox or coyote, but because it's small, probably fox. I don't know that I've hiked somewhere in the middle of a burn. I mean, I'm not in the middle of the burn, like it's not burning right now, but I've hiked in some other places where they've had a burn, but that's just sort of kind of neat walking there on both sides of it and seeing where they kept the trail clear. Okay. Back up here to the lake. Again, can't get a great view of the lake because of all the trees and such, but okay. Something just jumped into the lake right here, swimming off. I'm gonna guess it was a frog. I didn't get I did not see any of it, but I'm guessing it's a frog there. Okay, back to the burn. And we are almost done. I see where the loop on the west side of the lake starts up a little bit there in front of me. And then it's just back to the car. Okay, so I think that's it. You've seen all of Cypress Meadow here. So thanks for taking a hike with me.